Surface area and volume practice. In order to retest on your surface area and volume test, you have to redo any questions you missed on a separate piece of paper. So I've taken each of the questions and put them on a different slide so you can kind of scoot through and see which ones you did. You need to turn the redone work into me, and then you need to do some work on IXL, skills FF16 and FF18, which are on surface area and volume. And then Wednesday morning, come to my room at 7:45 to take the retest, and I'll sign your agenda tomorrow. So question number 1. Said each triangle in the net below has a base of 6 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters. And you're being asked to find the surface area of that figure. So if I look at this, I remember that I'm going to be looking for the base and the height. And I remember that bases and heights always come together at right angles. So that's a base and a height right there. So these faces are triangular. So I'm going to multiply 6 times 8, which is 48. But then I have to divide it by 2 because it's a triangle, so that's 24. But then this one's 24, this one's 24, this one's 24, this one's 24. So I'm going to multiply that by 4, which is 96. And then I have to remember to add in this area here, which is a 6 by 6 square, so that's 36. So if I add that up, I get 132 square centimeters. All right, next one. Select all the nets that can be folded to create a triangular prism. So I know that this one will. This one is a pyramid, so that one won't work. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. If I fold up the sides, will this make a prism? Yeah. Okay. And then when I look over here, if I fold up the sides, I've got yes, so that will. So that'll be the end. This one will not because these two faces, the two bases touch each other, so that won't work. So the answer was A, C, and D. Okay, number 3. This one we had to look at and figure out which ones were true. So this was actually on your study guide. So if I look at these sides and I change these to fractions, that's 5/4 times 3/4 times 13/4. All right, so 15/16 times 3 1/4, that works. If I multiply this together, it's 64. 15 times 13. Okay, so that is 3 3/64, so that one works. I skip the next one until we come back to it. This is, of course, true. And then I know that it would take 5 blocks on this side and 3 blocks on this side. Whoops, wait. Sorry, 13 blocks on this side, 5 blocks on this side, and 3 blocks on that side. And if I multiply those 3 numbers together, that gives me 195. So all 4 of these answers were correct. Okay, next question. Letitia used a box in the shape of a rectangular prism to mail the package. The area of the base of the box was 40 1/4. The height was 6 3/4. What was the volume of the box? So the sort of formula for volume is capital BH. Capital B stands for the area of the base. So I have 40 1/4 times 6 3/4. And when I do that multiplication, I get 271 11/16, because this would be 161 over 4 times 27 over 4, and then it would work out to be that. John has a storage bin in the shape of a rectangular prism. The bin measures 3.5 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2 feet tall. John's going to put boxes in it that measure a 1/2 foot on each side. All right, so this side's 3.5 feet long, and that's 7 halves. So that means that I can fit 7 boxes on this side. This is 2 feet long, which means I can fit 4 boxes on this side, and it's 2 feet tall, which means I can fit 4 boxes on that side. So if I do 4, excuse me, times 4 times 7, that's 16 times 7, which is 112 boxes, which we see. Maria has a gift box shaped like a rectangular prism. So I'm just going to multiply 12.5 times 2.5 12.5 times 2.5 is 31.5 times 10, 312.5 inches. Okay, next one. A package for number cubes is in the shape of a right rectangular prism. Holds 2 cubes across, 2 cubes high, and 5 cubes deep. Each edge of a cube is measured 3/4 of an inch. What is the volume of this package? So I'm going to draw my package like it suggests. Okay. All right. So if it's 2 cubes across, and each cube is 3/4 of an inch, that means that this side is 1 1/2 inches. And then it's 2 cubes high. So that's also 1 1/2 inches. And then it's 5 cubes deep. So 5 times 3/4 is 15/4. So that means that it measures 1 1/2 by 1 1/2 by 15/4, which is 15 which is 3 3/4. So if I multiply that, 1.5 times 1.5 times 3.75, that equals 8.435. Something's not right. Oh, it's right here. All right, so here's a prism, and you're being asked to find the surface area. So I'm going to look at the base, and the base is right here. Actually, I can just do this in pieces. So this side is, this line is 8. So this is 24 divided by 2, so that's 12, which means that's 12. This is 80. This is 50. And this is 50 also. So I've got 50 and 50, that's 100, plus 80, that's 180, plus 24 is 204. Okay, next one. Abby's making a decoration. It's a triangular pyramid with 4 congruent equilateral triangles. What is the surface area? So that means that this side is 7. So I'm going to do 7 times 6.06 divided by 2, because it's a triangle, times 4. So 7 times 6.06, that equals 4242, divided by 2 is 2121, times 4 is 8484, which is approximately 85. Next one, an open fish tank has a length of 30 inches, a width of 10.5, and a height of 12. So it's 30 by 10.5 by 12. So the volume is 3,780. So that's the real volume. And then I need to multiply this by 3/4 because it's only 3/4 full. So there's your answer right there, number 9, that one. Surface area of 864, excuse me, square centimeters. So if I look at this, okay, so I filled in the numbers on this one. So I'm looking for 864 square centimeters. So I've got 120 plus 120, that's 240, plus 280. So that's 520, plus 168, plus 168, and that equals 856. So no. All right, the next one is the perimeter of the base, which is 10 plus 10 plus 12, which is 32, times the height, which is 23, and that's 736, plus the area of the bases. So plus those 2 bases, and that's 832. So that one doesn't work. Okay, letter B is 204 times 4, which is 816, plus the 236s. That's 888. All right, so the last one is a cube, and each face of the cube measures 144, and 144 times 6, yes, that's 864. All right, so looking at this one, it's got two right rectangular prisms, and you're being asked to figure out, we're putting 1/4 inch cubes in it. So I could fit 7 cubes on this side, could fit 6 cubes on this side, and I could fit 5 cubes on that side. I could fit 10 cubes on this side, 9 cubes on this side, and 8 cubes on this side. So this box adds up to be 720, and this box adds up to be 210, because I just multiplied these three numbers together. So 720 minus 210 equals 510. So it's choice C. Okay, a lot of people miss this question. So it says Rakidia has a bag that contains 4,060.8 cubic inches of birdseed. She wants to sort the birdseed into small boxes that are each in the shape of prisms. Each box has a height of 12.5 and a side length of 6.25. And that's, each side measures 6.25. So the volume of the amount of birdseed she has, or the value of the box that she wants to put it in, is 488.28125. All right, she's got this much birdseed. So we need to divide that number, the 4,060.8, divided by the 488.28125. And that gives you 8.31. And it says, what is the least number of boxes to hold all the birdseed? So it's 8.31, but she needs to put all the birdseed in. So she's going to have 8 full boxes, but then this has to go in a different box, so it's 9. All right, number 14, a triangular prism is shown below, and you are being asked to find the surface area of it. So remember, it's the perimeter of the base. So 9 plus 12 plus 15, which is 11, 16, 31 times the height, which is 5, and 36 times 5, that equals 180, plus the area of the base, and here's my right angle, so 9 times 12 divided by 2 times 2, because there's 2 of them, so that's 108, and 180 plus 108 is 288. So make sure you do the questions you got wrong, staple them to the front of your test, give it to me tomorrow. Thanks.